Good evening and welcome to tonight's regional news. We start with a story from Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says ExxonMobil's announcement that it was relocating its supply chain services from TNT to Guyana was to be expected as the source of their exploration and production of oil and possibly gas is in Guyana. In response to a question in Parliament from Cowan North MP Arnold Ram, he said currently the production levels are 100,000 barrels a day and the projections for the medium term is over 1 million barrels a day. I quote, "So it is not surprising that ExxonMobil should cease business in Trinidad and Tobago," end of quote. Rowley said TNT service providers have been working and providing services in Guyana in a joint venture arrangement and they would continue to do so. I quote, "Our service providers would continue to provide service in the hydrocarbon industry and the government will continue to do its part to promote our services in Guyana and elsewhere," end of quote, he said. Asked by Ram whether the government intended to hold discussions with ExxonMobil to secure the interest of existing workers who may be eligible to work in Guyana, Rowley said the employment of staff at ExxonMobil was not a government matter but one to be handled by the company as it sees fit. He said TNT will remain a place that is welcoming to international oil production and will also seek out opportunities and clear the way diplomatically and otherwise for its businesses and its nationals to participate in the economy of Guyana. Questioned what measures he was putting in place to compensate for the revenue loss arising out of ExxonMobil's relocation to Guyana, Rowley said it was not a matter in front of the government at this time because he did not know the specific numbers. A high-level meeting between Cricket West Indies and the Pakistan Cricket Board on Thursday will determine the fate of the tour of Pakistan after another 5 members of the touring contingent tested positive for COVID-19. In a statement issued at nearly midnight on Wednesday, CWI confirmed that the trio of batsman Shai Hope, left-arm spinner Akil Hussain, and uncapped all-rounder Justin Greaves had all returned positive tests for the virus, along with the assistant coach Roddy Estwick and team physician Dr. Ashai Mansingh. The latest batch of positive cases adds to the 4 recorded prior to the start of the series when left-arm pacer Sheldon Cottrell, all-rounders Royston Chase and Kyle Mayers, and a non-coaching member of the support staff also returned positive tests. With Devon Thomas picking up a finger injury and Darren Bravo struggling with a non-COVID-19 related illness, it means West Indies now have 8 players unavailable for selection. And CWI said Thursday's meeting would be held, I quote, "once all members of the touring party have been tested again to determine whether the tour can continue," end of quote. The third 2020 International is scheduled to bowl off at 6 p.m., 9 a.m. Eastern Caribbean Time. Originally, the tour was scheduled to run from December 13 to the 22nd. And finally, Jamaica has lifted restrictions on travelers from several African countries due to the spread of the new coronavirus variant Omicron globally. Last month, travel to the island was restricted from Botswana, Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, and Zimbabwe, following the detection of the Omicron strain in those countries. On Wednesday, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said the decision to lift the ban on travel from those countries was made by Cabinet. He said one of the reasons for lifting the ban is the detection of the new COVID-19 strain globally. I quote, "This morning when I checked, this particular variant was in over 70 countries, and so a travel ban on any particular jurisdiction, unless you want to totally shout out the rest of the world, is just not practical, because there are so many other places where the virus can originate from," end of quote, Tufton explained. To date, Jamaica has not detected cases of the Omicron variant. That was all for tonight's regional news. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.